I see a lot of you sharing this video and I see how proud so many of you are. And I see a lot of people that are actually surprised. This is actually not the first time. The problem is that so many of us have forgotten who we are, or so many of us don't even know who we are. We are not called Ndinkanos for nothing. Science and technology. A lot of you don't know the glory that you came from. You don't know the stories of your ancestors. The truth of the matter is that our story is not written with ink or in ink. Our story is actually written in blood. And you have to tune in to understand. You have to tune in to know these stories. You have to tune in to understand where you come from, the glory you come from, who your ancestors were, the kind of things that they were doing. These are scientists. Science and technology. Indians can also, if you sit down and think about so many things that they discovered, you sit down, think about like how did a human being come up with something like this? You'll be amazed with the kind of people they were. Okay. Now, before you tune in, you have to emancipate yourself. You have to learn everything to relearn. There's something that actually caught me. You know, when this guy was being interviewed, one of the things that he said is it's not just that he's building houses from waste, from plastics. Yeah. He also invented a vehicle that can run without fuel. And something that actually got my attention, though I'm not surprised about it, I've heard it so many times, is the fact that he said, you know, when he made mention of this invention, this car that can actually run without fuel, that these people that told him that the power that be will not be happy with this thing that he's doing, you know, and he had to tell them that, okay, I'm going to Africa and stuffs like that. But the truth of the matter is, we come from glory. This is the people we are. This is the people our ancestors were. They are scientists. They can also. The only problem is that we abandoned everything. And we started chasing shadows. We started chasing things that don't even exist. And we could not advance their inventions. And that is what we are telling you when we are talking about coming back to the roots. Coming back to the roots is to advance all the inventions of our ancestors so that we can at least come up to some level of human hierarchy. Anyway, this also reminds me of somebody, Maxwell Shukumbu. This is a Zimbabwean inventor. And as I'm going to read about him, I need you to pay attention, fix the puzzle together. Take all the time in the world to understand, oh, this is actually why we are at the bottom of human hierarchy. Yeah, and if you pay attention, you will understand the game. So, yeah, this article was actually written in June 13, 2023. And this is what he's saying here. He said, for the past few weeks, the media, especially social media networks, have been flooded by news of the mind-blogging inventions of Maxwell Sangulani Chukumbo, a native of Zimbabwe who invented several environmentally friendly machines that represent a genuine revolution. The tragedy which was added to this good news is that the inventor was allegedly poisoned because of the world-changing nature of his discoveries. Although nobody has been pointed out as the culprit, two reasons could explain the attack on Maxwell's life when one speculates. First, an African is not supposed to be the inventor of such items that are of high importance and connotes real intelligence. Secondly, his inventions would take many giants in the area of energy, oil, accessory off the market. The 43-year-old Zimbabwean inventor and innovator is best known for developing a green power generator which can produce electricity using radio frequency. His activities are generally referred to as wireless energy transmission innovation, which includes a long line of inventions: hybrid engine powered helicopter, an electric car, a magnetic converter, a green power generator, and a drone, which are products of the company he funded and named said technologies. This gifted innovator dropped out of school. He dropped out of school, so he's a school dropout. So it's not as if he was educated. It's because of their education that you can do this and do that. He's a dropout. Okay, so he dropped out of school, two high schools in Harare, Zimbabwe, when in Form 2. And he was then aged between 13 and 14. The self-taught scientist, self-taught. Yeah, we have discussed about a lot of African scientists that actually taught themselves. Okay, so the self-taught scientists therefore made groundbreaking moves to enter the highly competitive aviation and high-tech global entrepreneurial ecosystem. With all these inventions, he clinched huge deals for his products in various parts of the world. His magnetic converter, green power generator, drones, and automated disinfecting machine to help fight the coronavirus pandemic are in high demand. He adds that he worked on the machine after watching how much difficulty countries experience in disinfecting public places during the pandemic. Kumbo's main ambition is to combine scientific inventions and top-notch business. The said technology that started modestly has the potential to grow into a billion-dollar company that supplies electric cars, helicopters, telecom solutions, security and surveillance, UAVs, traffic safety and lighting products, as well as MSEDs powered, a self-powered device, home lights using wireless energy transmission. One factor that made this discovery unique is that most of them are based on rudimentary materials gathered from Harare Popular Seattle market. Chukwumbu turns such basic stuff into highly engineered material, and he is said to have been snatched by the US because of his talent in 2017. A fact that he recounts in these terms. The US government saw what Africa did not. Then he adds, I always love Africa and I'm so proud of being born and raised in Africa. I will surely come back to Zimbabwe where everything started. Part of his suffering stems from the fact that he did not get encouragement and validation from his own people when he needed that. Chukwumbu Discovery is a culmination of work that started in 2003. He attracted international attention due to his innovations and currently resides in California, where he pursues his scientific and engineering activities, shuffling between the US and his native country. It is said that California provides him with a conducive environment where he collaborates with entrepreneurs, political leaders, researchers, and inventors. His use of free energy in his inventions violates the law of thermodynamics, and according to him, that has made it difficult to have his stuff patented worldwide, and his set technologies is going to be listed on the New York Stock Exchange. He openly stated that he and his team have made history. Sadly, in May 2021, Maxwell Company announced that the inventor experienced the third attack on his life, and they issued a statement on Facebook soliciting prayers for the genius who, according to them, was fighting to regain his health after he had been poisoned. The company keeps a certain degree of secrecy around the scientist's life and did not disclose the date of the first two attacks to Maxwell's life. As this statement from the company shows, the battle that we are involved in is real, but we relentlessly keep on fighting. There is information out there that were never sent out or shared, but there are some horrible people who are always working, trying to destroy us. Now, to summarize everything I read here, yeah, this is Maxwell Chukwumbu, and all these things I read here happens to be his inventions. Yeah, and these inventions, like if he's supported, is going to knock out a lot of people from business. Now, the funny thing is that the place that he came from, Zimbabwe that he came from, they did not seize the opportunity, give this guy all the support that he needs for his invention. Yeah, the same thing that happened to our Dr. Ezekiel Izogo. That is the same thing that is happening to all the African geniuses in every country in Africa. They are not supported. These people, they take them to the West, like the West come for them. And when they pick them, they want them to work for them. Kahalubalo Holo, they useless in their own country. Unfortunately, if they decide to do something on their own, something that can actually benefit their people back on the continent, is either they are poisoned or they are assassinated. That is the story of Africa. That is the ruin of Africa. That is the bane of Africa. It is up to us to use our head. It is up to us to understand our story. It is up to us to rewrite our story. Unfortunately, politicians all over in Africa, but there is absolutely nothing they can do for us. They are just puppets. All these people that we are saying are nothing but figureheads. If you have these inventions, and you want to practice it in Africa, or you want to start inventing in Africa, they will not give you any iota of support. Only Agadi get frustrated until you are forced to leave the country, until you are forced to Java and start using that your brain, that's your invention for other people. And Africans will be buying from them. It is quite unfortunate.